Alright. I'm gonna get another thing out of the way and try to redirect my... That issue is a mute issue. I'm legal. The school won't communicate to me. I have a blemish on my record as a man. I have a personal experience that I don't want to remember the way it did, because I went to... That was April 10, '07, the day of the incident. By May 15th, I was on the table getting surgery, just past that, alright, for my neck. I guess while I'm at it, I'm going to just finish this. I put a quick couple comments to my cousin on his MySpace. I don't know who's going to get it. He's got his management listed, or he's got his location listed at Beverly Hills now, and he's got over like 38,000 hits on his MySpace account, and he's even got pictures of him on Times Square. If you believe that, I thought it was photoshopped. I told him I haven't been breaking his balls or anything. I haven't been harassing him. But I did tell him last night. I put him on the comment on this photo. It looks photoshopped to me. And then I put in a message to him privately. I said, look, hope you're well and everything. You look good, everything. But you know what? Can't do this with you anymore. And if you're using more of my songs that we did, all those songs all the time that we recorded, and I'm not getting credit or paid for it, it's a legal matter. I'd let him know that much of a heads up. In 2010, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. I got to stop being an idiot and be a man. And I can't. It's more than. And I told him it's not just jealousy about checking in with you. It's got some. I'm not. That would imply that I'm keeping up with you and I'm running with you. I'm not. I got nothing to do with the business. I got nothing to do with him. And his bullshit. Fake name shit and everything else. Here's something I did. Yeah. I've had that. I hate doing this with this kind of setup. It says Remo 50th anniversary. I got that on a drumhead, ambassador coated white drumhead box that I got. I think it was last year. That's Marceau. I drew him. This is for the people in France and everybody who thinks that, I'm a brute, animal. I drew him when I was 12 years old. I drew him at my grandma Nikki's. I drew him on Lamb Street at 12 years old. Marceau. My Aunt Renee she was very influential for me those years. And my nanny, my mother's mother who raised me, I consider. I don't even have much pictures of her at all, my nanny. Yeah, and part of it is because I get too much of it when I see her. I get too much. But Marceau, it's got a lot to do with me. It's got a lot to do with why I look like this. Most of my life, I didn't say a word about who I am inside and why I say it. I just reacted and took everybody's shit. Everybody's abuse, everybody's unkind word. I went like this. And it's probably because of the child treatment I got when I was a kid. My role in my life as a kid. Went in my pants in public all the time. Even at Fenway Park, I wet my pants. What was I, 13? Go to see Yaz play. Remember? And I got that guy's autograph from Detroit. I got to the gate, and everybody else in my family is wondering what the hell I'm doing. I'm running down to the players. Remember all that shit? I do. I'm gonna probably remember that one of my last thoughts. I thought about a couple things really quick. Is that I've had CAT scans. I've had 2 CAT scans in the past couple of years, and when they're putting that IV in your arm, and you're getting ready to gear yourself up with all that radiation in you, and they're putting that ink in you, and you're sitting there and you get a couple seconds to think, and all the MRIs I've had over the few years, and the EMGs with the electric shock needles and everything and all that shit, I'm going to tell you something. What happens is It's worse than any acid trip. Here's what happens. It's not egotistically induced, and it affects traumatic change in the organism, in the specimen. I'm going to tell you, getting a disc fusion surgery and carpal tunnel cut and all these things, they add up. It's not so much of me being broken down. It's something about me knowing that something's dramatically different. Dramatically different. And it's not necessarily for the worse. It could be for the better, but definitely different. And it sticks with me. And I remember everything that I can just to keep my wits about me. I was up walking around when I got my disc fusion surgery. I had the surgery. I was under the knife at 1:30 in the afternoon. But by that evening, I think it was 11 o'clock, I woke up from the morphine, whatever the hell they had me on, the drip. And I basically stayed up. And then by 7 o'clock that next morning, I asked my neurosurgeon to please let me go out of the hospital. I cannot leave my son in the care of people I hardly knew and felt very uncomfortable about, because my mother was not involved. She wouldn't be involved. Nobody was involved. And I had basically asked total strangers, and thanked them for that. I never really paid them, and they still helped me, and that was great. But I had the fortitude to ask my neurosurgeon, who I was supposed to be laid up for 3 days in the hospital, but he saw me walking around that morning, 7 in the morning, and I said, you gotta let me go home. I gotta take care of my son if I'm allowed to. And he says, if you can take a shower, go ahead, because that's all it amounts to, is if I can physically lift my head from a disc fusion that fast, then more power to you, brother. That's what it was more or less like. But, so I don't know why I'm doing it, and I don't know who's doing it, and I only know that I'm doing it. I'm going to keep doing it, and that's it. So I think deeper, I talk louder, or a little bit to myself. I talk more often. I've been called a fag and everything at Walmart by the employees and things when I had my hair long and walking around with my son. Oh, she'll do this, or she'll do that. She needs one of these, or, they're talking to me like that. I'm like, who the fuck are you? You skinny, rotten farmer bitch, I'm like, what the fuck? But I've never hurt anybody, and I've never acted out, and I've never stole anything, and I've never, outside of internet porn, I don't think I got a dirty bone in my body anymore. As far as bones get dirty, you know what I mean? I don't have any ambition for corruption and all this bullshit. I just want to get this poison out of me, more or less, in a safe place. Toxic waste, where do you put it? Well, you can't put it in the city dump. You can't put it in what everybody else is bullshit. It's got to go somewhere. See that? That's Saint Diphnah. She's Irish. Right? She's known to be the patroness of mental health. And this is for the city of Utica, as far as I'm concerned. And I'll tell you why. City of Utica, one of the first places we're nationally recognized in the history books for having compassionate mental health. I forgot the guy's name in Utica Psych in 1800s. He was revolutionary. I want to say a name. I'm not sure if it's an accurate actual name. Gotta look it up. I should have did that before I put the camera on. Hold on a minute.